My stepkids told me I'd never replace their real mom, so I stopped trying. Then she actually came back, and that is when they finally understood what they'd had. I moved in with their father when the twins were 10. Their mother had left 3 years earlier, told him she needed a few days to herself, never came back. By the time anyone checked, their joint account was empty. To hear the kids tell it, she was a saint. I'm a high school teacher. When I moved in, I did what came naturally. Cooked dinner, kept the house running, helped with homework, reviewed their notes, made sure they had what they needed. And every single day I was reminded it wasn't enough. Your food isn't like hers. You explain things wrong. You don't know our style. Real mom did everything better. My husband said they needed time. 3 years in, I was still waiting. The breaking point came on their 13th birthday. I'd spent weeks on it. Decorated the whole house in their favorite colors. Baked from scratch. Invited every friend they'd ever mentioned. My stepdaughter walked in, looked around, and said, "This is so childish." She turned to her brother. Real mom would never do something like this. Her brother didn't even look at the cake, dropped his bag on the couch. She'd take us somewhere actually nice. His sister nodded, then looked straight at me. "Don't bother. You're never going to replace our mom, ever." I didn't know what to do with myself. My husband looked away. That night, long after everyone was asleep, I made a decision. If I could never be their mother, I wasn't going to keep pretending to be one. The next morning, I moved to the guest room. Stopped cooking. Stopped doing their laundry. Stopped driving them anywhere. Became a stranger in my own home. My husband was furious. "How can you hold that against them?" I looked at him. "Your kids made it very clear. I will never be their mother. You wanted a wife. You have one. But if you wanted a mother for your children, you should have married someone they'd actually accept." The first week, they barely noticed. By week 2, the complaints started. "There is nothing to eat. My uniform isn't clean. Why isn't anything done?" I'd smile. "Ask your dad." Week 3, my stepson had a math exam. I'd always been the one to quietly go over their notes, organize their materials, make sure they were ready. This time, I said nothing. He failed. Came home and threw his bag across the room. 2 days later, the school called. My stepdaughter had gotten into a fight. I was in class. I picked up, listened, and said, "Please contact their father. He handles these things." My husband found out. He came home and turned to me. "Can't you just step in sometimes?" I shrugged. Their real mom was smarter. She'd handle it better. Then one evening, the doorbell rang. I heard my husband open the door. Silence. Then my stepdaughter's voice, sharp and breaking. "Mom." I walked to the top of the stairs and looked down. She was standing in the doorway. Their mother designer bag. Fresh highlights. Big smile like she'd just stepped out for an afternoon and happened to wander back. The kids rushed at her. My stepdaughter burst into tears. My stepson was shaking, arms around her waist. "I've missed you both so much," she said. "I've sorted everything out. I'm ready to be here now." Her son pulled back. "Are you really staying this time?" "Of course, sweetheart." She touched his face. "I brought someone I want you to meet." She stepped aside. A man appeared behind her. "This is my husband," she said. "We got married last year in Las Vegas." My husband's face changed. The kids went still. My stepdaughter's voice came out small. "Your husband, but you and dad never got divorced. You never signed any papers." The woman's smile faltered. "That is actually what I came to talk to your father about." She glanced at my husband. "Things have been difficult. I'm in a bit of a situation. I was thinking I could stay here for a while, just until I sort things out." The man behind her stared at the floor. My husband stared at her. "You walked out. You emptied our account and disappeared for 3 years, and now you're asking to move in." She laughed that easy practiced laugh. "I thought we could handle this like adults." The kids stood very still. My stepdaughter looked at her mother, then the man, then her father, then up at me at the top of the stairs. I didn't say a word. I just watched. That night, my stepkids knocked on my door.